Hey, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You know what time it is? It is Makeover Monday. I'm so super excited to be live with you today. It's Makeover Monday. Come on in, and let's have a quick conversation on tonight. Hey, over there on Periscope, thank you so much for joining. If you're on live with me, go ahead and let me know. Give me some hearts, some thumbs up, or just jump on and say hey, and let me know that you're on live with me today. Hey, Dominique, thank you so much for joining. It is Makeover Monday. We've already made the commitment and agreed that we're transforming our lives into something amazing. So come on in and let's have a quick conversation on tonight. Hey, over there on Periscope, thank you for joining. It's Makeover Monday. Come on in, come on in. Hey there. Hey, Patty. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the love. Thank you, Dominique. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you haven't already, go ahead and like, tag, and share the broadcast with someone. Invite a sister friend to join us. Invite a fellow friend to join us on this Makeover Monday. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and invite some more of our friends to join us on today. It's Makeover Monday. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. If you're on with me today, let me know how your day is going, what's going on in your world. If you've experienced any successes, any wins, I want to hear about them. You know, I believe in celebrating the successes. I believe in supporting each other in what we do. It's so very important to celebrate with your brother, to celebrate with your sister. So vitally important to do that. So come on in. Again, go ahead and share the broadcast with someone else on today for Makeover Monday. Come on in, everybody. So while I am inviting a few more friends to join us, allow me to introduce myself to those who may not be familiar with me. Hey, over there on Periscope. My name is Tammy Durden, international speaker, author, and image coach. And what professional women, female entrepreneurs, and women in ministry hire me to do is to help them push past setbacks and stagnancy, to identify their authentic style and transform their image into something amazing. I am the image maker. You know, how we show up in the world is so vitally important. And so we want to make sure that we show up as our highest and best selves and that our image is intact. Because you know what? We only get one chance to make a first impression. That's our inner image and our outer image. So I am the image maker. What you also may not know about me is I am the founder and executive director of Tammy Durden Ministries International. We're a global women's empowerment ministry, and we empower women to push past setbacks, propel them forward to reach their divine destiny is what we do. As a part of what we do, we have an annual Women's Empowerment Conference. With that annual Women's Empowerment Conference, it is the Get Up, Dust Yourself Off, and Win Women's Empowerment Conference. This is our 5th year with the conference. Hey, over there in Periscope. Our 5th year of the conference. This year we're having the Worthiness Experience. And we are actually welcoming and inviting men into our space this year. The Worthiness Experience is all about knowing your worth in relationships, knowing your worth in business, knowing your worth in marriage, on the dating scene. We have an amazing lineup of panelists, speakers, relationship experts that will help you with your dating, with your relationships. We're bridging the gap. That's why we're inviting men this year, so that we can all get the same information. I don't know about you, but I know a lot of single women, a lot of single men. And so once we can get ask our questions, get the information that we need, we'll be able to make the connections that we need to make and have better relationships, get back on the dating scene, have fruitful marriages again. So I'm so super excited about that. Be sure to go to getupandwin.com and grab your early bird tickets. We do still have some early bird tickets available through next Sunday. So for a limited time, we have those early bird tickets available. So you want to be sure to go to getupandwin.com and grab your early bird tickets for the conference. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So let's see who else has joined us on this evening. Hey, over there on Periscope, thank you for joining. Hey, Michael, thank you for jumping on. Hello, Katrina Moore. Thank you for watching, sis. I appreciate you. Hey, Roy. Thank you for joining. Jesse, I appreciate you. Hey, LaDon Johnson. Thank you for jumping on. Hey, Rhonda. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Hey, Deirdre. Thank you so much. Holly, thank you so much for joining. Holly, it's been a long time. Thank you for watching. Hey, Shamika, thank you for jumping on. Gabrielle, thank you so much for jumping on. I appreciate you. Woman of God, Adrian, God bless you. Thank you so much for joining. So I appreciate all of you all for joining today. So let's get into the discussion. And remember, it is a discussion. So I talk to you and you type back and talk to me. We're going to talk about it. And so today we're going to talk about don't stand up your date. Don't stand up your date. And so some of you are probably thinking about, oh, you know, when I go on a date, you mean make sure I go, don't stand him up or don't stand her up. So the date I'm talking about is your date with destiny. Your date with destiny. Now, when you go on a date, you don't want to stand them up either. So we can play that both ways. But it all intertwines together. Don't stand up your date. Don't stand up your date with destiny. And so oftentimes, I made a post earlier today, sometimes opportunities come packaged in a way that we don't expect them to, and we miss our date with destiny. We miss those opportunities. We miss going to the next level because that opportunity didn't come packaged. So we stand up the date. We leave the opportunity just standing there in the wind, just waiting in the wind, waiting for us to take advantage of it. But because it didn't come packaged the way we thought, we miss out on it, and we miss our date with destiny. Because how many of you know, as opportunities come our way every day, but we overlook them because they don't come packaged in the way that we think they should. So let's talk about men, ladies. Let's take it there. So oftentimes we have this list, or we have this criteria of things that we say we expect with a man, or we expect in a relationship. He has to look a certain way. He has to make X amount of dollars. He has to be a certain height. He can't have a big stomach or whatever. I'm just being real and saying some of the things. Now, I'm not saying these are all on my list, but you know, as I talk to sister friends, you know, just keeping it real is some of these things that are on the list. And so sometimes, right, or they have to be a certain race or ethnicity. Sometimes we miss out on opportunities, right? We miss our date with destiny. We miss our king because we have all these preconceived things. Now, I'm not saying lay your morals and standards down by the riverside. I'm not saying do that. But we want to make sure, because sometimes we have our goals, dreams, and expectations, and then it's what God has for our lives. And how many of you know what God has for us is so much bigger, so much greater, so much better, than far beyond we can ask, imagine, or think, as the word says. But when we limit ourselves to certain expectations and certain things that we're looking for and certain things that we require, we can miss our date with destiny. And so yes, thank you so much for joining. And so we want to make sure that we're open to whatever God has for us, that we take the limits off, and that we don't miss out on the opportunities, not just in dating, but even in business. And before I leave dating though, has anybody ever been there before? Have you set these criteria, these rules, this list of things, and then come to find out, you know, 1, 2, 5 years later down the line, you see that person and you're like, oh man, that was a missed opportunity. You know what? And because what happens is 5 years later, what was on that list that you thought was so important, being tall, dark, and handsome, or whatever, or light skinned, or whatever it is, 5 years later, none of that stuff even matters, right? And so we miss out on opportunities because we're not open, or because things are not packaged the way we expect, right? Or sometimes even in dating, we miss out on opportunities because that person may not be the person, but they may be the person to connect you with the right person, right? So we're looking at his package, the way he's packaged, but maybe he's just supposed to be a friend to point you to the person. And so we have to make sure that we're not standing up our destiny, our date with destiny, that we're not missing out because things are not packaged or the way that we expect them to. So not only in dating, let's talk about business or our careers. I don't hear y'all talking or saying nothing. Maybe it's just a delay. I think it's just a delay because I see some ladies up on here. I see some of my team on here. So I know we're going to have some conversation. And so let's talk about business, even as it spills over into business and to career in that area. So a lot of times we're looking for positions. We're looking for, thank you, Deirdre. We're looking for positions. We're looking for opportunities to advance or be promoted. And although the job description may not be the corner office, it may not be a prestigious title that we expected, but the position, the opportunity comes packaged differently. Maybe it's in a totally different area of what we're doing right now. And so one of the things that happened with me as I was transitioning in my career back in the day, my degree is in accounting, and although my degree was in accounting, I decided to take a different turn with my career and to go into training and development, which was my passion, which was a part of me. But I decided to pursue that path, although my degree was in accounting, and had worked in accounting and finance, owned a mortgage company, all that stuff for years. And so I decided to get my certification in training and development. And so my idea of what I was going to do with my certification in training and development was to go into corporate, possibly HR, do, HR training, seminars, do trainings with generational differences, customer service, all of those types of training. So that was my thing, soft skills. I was going to train soft skills, right? And so the first opportunity or the first position that I was presented with was training in healthcare technology. I had never worked in IT. I had never worked in technology. I had never done any of that, right? But I had this certification. So the opportunity presented itself, right? So what if I would have said, oh no, I've never worked in IT. I've never done that kind of thing. I want to do soft skills training, right? So what if I had overlooked that opportunity? That was one of the most lucrative and high-paying positions I had ever been in my career as a result of getting in on the entry level with that position. So over time, I advanced, and which ultimately branched out into other things with my business and what I do now. And so you want to make sure, just because you have certain expectations, be open to opportunities. Don't stand up your date with destiny. Don't miss your date with destiny again, because things don't come packaged the way you think they should. A lot of times, hey Frida, thank you for joining. A lot of times, we operate in pride, and we think that, oh no, I've made it too far for that opportunity. But how many of you know sometimes that opportunity is just the door to get you to this opportunity? This opportunity may be here, but it may just be the door to get you here. So don't overlook. Don't despise small beginnings. Don't overlook opportunities, again, whether it's in your business, your career, whether it's in relationships and dating, because most often the best opportunities present themselves to you disguised as something else. And so we got to be open, we've got to be awake, we've got to be present, so that we're able to acknowledge and receive those opportunities. And so for those who are now maybe on the dating scene, maybe you're re-entering, or now you feel like you're ready to get married again, or what have you, you want to be mindful of that. Don't stand up your date. Don't stand up your date. If you have, we all have standards. We all have criteria. We all have, certain things that we expect or look for. But don't be so rigid with your expectations, right? Don't be so rigid in your height requirement. Oh, he has to be 6'2". And when somebody, 5'8" comes along, or if you prefer light skin and he's dark skin, don't miss your opportunities just because they're not packaged the way you think they should be packaged, because you can truly be standing up your date to destiny. So that's my time on today. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Be sure, if you want more information, if you need some help on the dating scene and cultivating your relationships, you got to join us at the Get Up, Dust Yourself Off and Win Women's Empowerment Conference on October 5th in Houston, Texas. Join us live. We have virtual tickets available if you're not in the Houston area to join us for the entire conference virtually. Go to getupandwin.com. Make sure you take advantage of that early bird special, which is through this coming Sunday. Then tickets will